Easter holiday. And yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what they're doing.
Is he trying to go by it?
I don't know.
Okay. It's going back up.
There's another one.
We scared him.
The rabbis.
Yeah, the rabbis. King, again, another great MLK strategy is, I'm going to call all my religious friends from the north to come in and provide me with numbers, i.e. Selma, which he later uses more effectively than he does in St. Augustine. He did it in St. Augustine, and he asked the Jewish community, rabbis, to come in from the north to help provide foot soldiers for the St. Augustine movement. Well, a large group of rabbis, 23 I believe, well more than 23 came in, but they were arrested here. That actually provided the distraction. There, a white individual named Al Lingo, L-I-N-G-O, and Lingo was his name. He'd actually registered as a guest here, right? And that was part of the strategy. Okay, I'm gonna be a guest. They can't arrest me for trespassing because I'm gonna invite my friends to use the pool. Well, his friends just happen to be SELC volunteers, right? So, I mean, and by this time, Jimmy Brock's losing his mind. I mean, he really, you have to empathize with him a little bit, because this guy's been targeted. He feels he's been unjustly targeted. You know, why me? Why my hotel? I'm obeying the law. That's the whole, I'm obeying the law. I can't serve you. I'm obeying the law. And from all the people that I've talked to who knew him, he's a member of Ancient City Baptist Church. Boy, that would have been funny. He was a good guy. He was a deacon in his church. Right? So, Brock flips out. I mean, you've got all these rabbis now who show up, who want to come in. No, you're trespassing. And then they all kneel to pray. No, sorry, we're going to kneel to pray. So, arrest them all. Largest mass arrest of Jewish rabbis in American history happened here. At the same time, you hear ruckus over in the pool. What's going on now? Well, you had a hedgerow that was in front of the pool area.
Yeah.
There was no fence. It was a hedgerow. Number 3, 4 African Americans in their swimsuits who had changed in Al Lingo's room now jumped over the hedgerows, jump in the pool. That's when Brock says enough. Right? I mean, I'm again not asking for sympathy at all, just understand. What he does next, the acid, grabs the acid, pours it in the pool. 2 police officers jump into the pool. There's a great picture of, you know, the deputy jumping in, mid-stride, jumping in the pool. He didn't sprinkle the acid over the people, you know, burn. No, that didn't happen. But it was pouring it in the pool, saying, I've got acid, this is acid, right? Weird story. A person who works at our college, one of the I think she's, I don't know what, I'm not saying. But she told me, she said, you know, Jimmy Brock was just like that. I'm like, huh? And he just kind of out of the blue, matter of factly, she's like, I was good friends with his youngest daughter, and I think he had 3 daughters. And oh, if we were in the pool too long playing, Mr. Brock would come out and say, it's time to get out of the pool, I'm going to pour acid, and he would do it to us, and it's harmless. So obviously it was a parenting method.
Patronizing.
Oh my goodness.
Again, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't,
Yeah,
but
right.
how would you like for the worst moment of the worst day of your life to be captured and broadcast on the front page of newspapers throughout the world? That's what happened to Jimmy Brock.
Yep.
Did he die a bitter old man? A little bit. In regard to that, I mean, he was asking Jeremy Dean, well, y'all will see. Do you apologize? No, I'm not going to apologize for anything I did. King and Abernathy were watching across the street from the baby. They watched all of this go down. And when Brock was throwing the acid, and the officers jumped in the pool. He made a comment, I think it was in one of your packets, he made the comment to Abernathy that I think we've just ruined this man's life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, King wasn't beyond understanding that, oh, this isn't going to end well for him.
Right.
And of course, I said it was the day the filibuster broke. I was actually wrong. I went back through my notes. The next day, the Congress actually voted. The Senate actually voted on the Civil Rights Act the very next day. Right? It passed. It passed. It was signed into law on July 7th. So, you know, that's why St. Augustine says, hey, we secured passage of this. St. Augustine did it. Again, making lemonade out of lemons, maybe. But would it have happened? Yeah, it would have. Did St. Augustine help push it toward that? Yeah, because what happened is that the exact opposite of what King feared. The idea that, oh, whites are getting violent, they're going crazy in Florida, we can't have this bill, the opposite occurred. And it was, oh, this means that we must now pass the bill to prevent things like that from continuing to happen. It's great communist propaganda too, by the way, guys. Great communist propaganda. This is democracy. The Russians love this stuff.
Yeah.
Maud made a difference. I don't care how.
Maud made a difference.
Maud made a difference.
Maud did make. I agree, and I'm not being cynical at all. No, I think the people made the difference.
Yeah.
The people made the difference.
Didn't that have to be broadcast throughout the world almost when that happened?
And look, the thing that just the learning more about the St. Augustine movement, learning everything that I know now about St. Augustine, is I realized how incredibly detailed every day's planning was. You had the rabbis, you had the news media. They were told, be at the Monson Motor Lodge at 10 a.m. because something big's going to happen. You had King and Abernathy watching. You had runners to run to tell J.T. Johnson, one of the people who jumped in, it's time. The level of organization that this had, I mean, they had people who would, the younger volunteers would bring sandwiches. They were messenger boys because, I mean, you know, telephones and everything, and maybe you have them, maybe you don't, that are run, the nonviolent seminars and classes that SELC teaches. The amount of planning and intricate steps that went into this stuff doesn't happen haphazardly. You know, they don't just happen to the wow, well, NBC is here. No, they were told, be there at this time, this is gonna happen.
Arab Spring without cell phones.
It really was. It really was. Okay, so the pool. Reenactment time.
One of those were all going.
Okay, so there are people in the pool. This is always kind of awkward. So, if you want to know what
Just put the initials MA on it.
But it was built on the exact spot of the original pool, using the same dimension.
So why was it rebuilt? Because it needed to be rehabbed. So that it is the original.
To fit in. Well, it was more than just rehab. The original pool was torn down. It was put back the same way.
So it was like a
So,
rehab.
okay, yeah. Way to go.
There's a plaque.
Refurbished.
There is a plaque.
There's a plaque to take a picture of.
It's like Elvis's house. It's not original, but
And we're staying here tonight, right?
yes, free drinks on the floor, humanities counter.
Yes. Spa rules and American history. Yeah.
Is there a grave under
Let's jump in the pool.